This is April Lawson, and I'm at the Social Excellence Awards tonight at the Hotel Intercontinental, where they're going to be honoring many people for excellence. I'm sitting next to Phil Thomas. He's the new CEO over at ETA Theater on the South Side. Phil, there's a lot of stuff going on at ETA right now. I know that you've got a great play out called Tangled. Let's talk more about that.
Oh yeah, Tangled is this wonderful play. It's about this family of female funeral homeowners and the impact of all the violence they see, all the young people they're burying. Now that sounds a little dire, but it's actually got a lot of humor in it. But it really gets to the issues of what's like the biggest issue in our community right now, this violence, and how our community has to reclaim our own power to stop this. And so Mary Mitchell is doing a talk back after the show this Thursday. After that, we'll have Kendra Moore from WVON and Father Flager for St. Sabina and Amina Matthews from the Interrupters film Ceasefire, and a host of community folks who know a lot about this issue, because we want to get past just bringing up the issue of violence, but what do we do about it?
Exactly, and I think it's a wonderful thing that you're not only getting the arts community involved, but you're getting civic leaders and other thought leaders involved too.
That's right, because we really think that the arts, particularly theater, has the ability to be a catalyst for conversation. You know, a lot of times, particularly with our young people, they get bored, things are corny to them, but if you bring it down to them in theater and they're in that moment where they feel that reality and a really great performance, it opens up an avenue for a lot of different kinds of conversations. So we do that a lot with youth. We have a partnership with the University of Chicago Urban Health Initiative on a show that we're doing called It Should Have Been Me, which is about a kid who watches his best friend get killed in a drive-by. Now, that sounds crazy, but you have a show like that and you ask the kids, well, how many of you have witnessed this kind of thing, and how many of you had friends die? And pretty much all the hands go up. And then you realize that, well, how are they supposed to study? How do we expect them to have excellence when we can't even keep them safe? So these are real issues we're touching through the medium of art. And we know that some people, that's the only way to reach them.
I think it's a wonderful thing, though, because it's going to be very impactful for the community. Now, also, moving on, what are you hoping to accomplish at ETA now that you're at the helm?
Oh, just more and better partnerships. What we're finding is there are an incredible amount of talent and resources all around Chicago, and really it's about connecting the dots, and we want to be one of those connecting points to bring all of Chicago together to kind of make the whole place better.
So Amina Matthews and Teal Hardiman will be the interrupters, but over here Phil is going to be a connector. I understand, and that's what we need right now. Congratulations on your Social Excellence Award, and we're going to see some wonderful, great things coming up from ETA. I'm April Lawson for Intellectual Radio, and this is Phil Thompson. You need to get out and go support some theater. I'm with John Moultrie, who is, and I don't even know why he would get a Social Excellence Award. He's been doing the iRock Jazz thing for how long now?
iRock Jazz has been around for almost about a year, to be honest with you. But I've been out here for almost 22 years.
Exactly. When you think jazz in Chicago, you can't help but think of John Moultrie. So, congratulations, John, on this. Tell us what you've got lined up this year for iRock Jazz.
Wow, iRock Jazz. Just currently right now, I think we're just really trying to document what goes around in Chicago and around the country in jazz. We actually support Jazz Times Magazine with a lot of our video interviews, and we're interviewing everybody. So with respect to a lot of the festivals that we're covering right now, a lot of the jazz shows, and a lot of the major artists are coming our way right now to be interviewed. So we enjoy that.
So you guys have become really more like documentarians, just sort of caretakers of the history of jazz, in a way?
Not necessarily. We actually, I think currently right now, I think we're telling a story. We're giving a glimpse of what it's like to be a musician. A part of what we're doing right now is that we're covering a lot of the jazz clubs all around the country right now. We're also covering a lot of the jazz festivals as well. A lot of the artists right now that are out there that are new and emerging are calling us. So we're actually a pipeline and a connection between what they're doing right now and what's relevant today in the music business.
That's cool. So then we can look to you to find out who some of the emerging artists are.
Oh, absolutely. I think that we're now becoming a more reliable and credible source. We contribute a lot of our information to Jazz Times. We we're actually looking at doing other things that interconnect people. It's more of a social experience, you know.
It is. I mean, apart from the music, it's really very social.
Right. The events that we throw are less about the music, but more about the music intertwined with the whole experience and being out there. And I think that's what people, you know, are really interested in right now. I mean, you know, jazz has been around a long time, and we definitely can't make it any more popular than it can be. But I think we can actually lace it with other things that make it a great social experience. You know, the Jazz Oasis, when I started the Jazz Oasis, everyone thought it was a jazz club that served food, but more was an experience where people really dug the place, the music, the art, and everything in conjunction made it what it was. So I think we're just kind of bringing back this. And 22 years later, who would have thought that I'd be here today?
Oh, definitely. And I want to say congratulations, first of all, for your Social Excellence Award. Keep doing what you do. And of course, everyone, where can we go to get more information about iRock Jazz?
We can go to our website, www.irockjazz, and you can look up everything we do there, from show reviews, interviews, video interviews, photography. It's all there.
So if you're in Chicago and apparently some other cities around the country, you'll probably be bumping into John Moultrie from iRock Jazz. I'm April Lawson for Intellectual Radio. This is April Lawson with Intellectual Radio, and I am sitting next to Christy with an I. She is the Grand Dame of Public Relations in Chicago, and she is going to be honored tonight at the Social Excellence Awards. Christy, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, April.
And I really love the dress and the earrings.
Thank
but
you.
okay, so was this a surprise for you when you did this, or I mean, how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel really, really, really amazing, and I'm very, very honored because I'm so used to working with my clients that are being honored and being on the other side. So when Nick called me a couple of weeks ago and asked me and told me that I had been chosen to receive a Social Excellence Award in media, I was extremely excited, and it really kind of just hit me now. And then, you know, again, being interviewed by you, my friend, and doing...
We were doing PR for years. Well, no, we're still young, but we've been doing, we're seasoned PR.
Seasoned.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot. Seasoned, yes. Matured.
Yes, there you go.
But yes.
But girl, also, what do you have going on this year that's special with your public relations firm?
I have a lot of things going on. I mean, I'm always creating, and I'm very fortunate and glad to be able to do publicity and do it for as long as I have done it for myself. Some of our clients that we're working with, you're going to be very excited about this one. We're planning an exhibit, again, with Willard Wiggins, the world's smallest artist who creates the sculptures that fit inside the eye of a needle. So he'll be coming back to Chicago later this year. And we're also working with Arthur Wiley. He is a multimillionaire and successful entrepreneur who wrote a book called Only the Crazy and Fearless Win Big. So those are two projects, and we're also working with our client, the Urban Wellness Project, and we're doing a great publication, a health magazine called SIS, Safe is Sexy, Sexy is Safe, that we definitely got to get you involved in. It'll be coming out this summer. And then the Urban Wellness Project is also launching BAPS, a charm school, at the end of August. So we're staying busy. Got a lot of other things, but those are the main things that we're working on currently.
You really are keeping very busy, and you are always doing the kinds of things that really push the envelope. Your creativity and your energy is boundless. I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
This is April Lawson, and this right here is Christy with an I, and she just won a Social Excellence Award in Media. And I'm April Lawson for Intellectual Radio. I'm with Dr. Dashaleen. The name of her not-for-profit is called Think Royally. So clearly you're really into queens and kings and royalty.
Yes.
Let's talk about your not-for-profit.
Yes. My nonprofit is called Think Royally Inc., and it's a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering women and girls to think, live, and inspire hope in each other. And the nonprofit was started because as a child, I experienced molestation, domestic violence coming up, sexual violence coming up, homelessness coming up. And so after all of that, and once I got to a place where my mindset changed, I decided that I wanted to do something different, that I wanted to give something back. And so I decided to start this organization. And so what we do is we help women prepare and feel like they're queens. We teach girls about being empowered, about moving beyond the pain and living their purpose. And so that's what we do. We have a location here in Chicago. We have a location in Miami. We just opened a location in Miami.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Only a year and a half, the organization, almost 2 years, and we're expanding, we're growing. We do prom events for girls, and that's what we do. We get out there in the community. We do the grassroots thing. Being born and raised in the Inglewood community in Chicago, I know what it's like to be what they call from the hood, but I also know what it's like to feel empowered, to feel inspired, to do your best. And so I try to go back and teach others to do their best and to live their best.
Each one teach one.
Yes.
And you're doing that. And I'm really proud of you. And you're a queen and a princess, and you look wonderful. And I see this book. Tell me more about this book.
This is my book that I just published this year. It's called...
Can we put it up?
Yes. It's called Behold You Too, Embrace Change. And the book was written, I'm also a college professor, and so some of the research that I've done over the last few years related to change and motivation and empowerment, I wanted to write this book to inspire women and girls to move beyond their pain and just embrace their purpose. And so hence I wrote the book Behold You Too, Embrace Change. It's the second in the series. The first one was Behold You, Change from Within, and it focused on empowerment and daily motivations. And so this is the second book in that series, and it is really changing lives because professors are using it, social workers are actually using it to talk to young girls about moving beyond their pain and embracing their purpose. So
My goodness, girl, you are a champion for empowerment, especially with young women. And you're really making an imprint in the community, and I want you to keep on doing that. I can see why they nominated you for the Philanthropy Award. So this is Dr. Dajaleen. The name of the book is called Behold You Too. And I'm April Lawson for Intellectual Radio.